Hello, this is a test of the GH2. It's raining. Shutter is at 200, ISO 160, cloudy exposure, nothing in front of the lens. GH2 is a Canon J15 by 8 B4. Doubler is in. We are at 8 millimeters on the lens. And I've got the flag right there, so we can see edge to edge when we're wide open. Interesting rain. Let's zoom in now. Alright, he's going to zoom in that much. Open the shutter a bit and see if we can't tip down. That's 120 millimeters with the lens doubler in. Also open, f1.7. Like I said, we are all the way open on this lens. I see some portholing. Let's go look at that tree. So this is what wide open gets you. Now we're going to try the same shot in ETC. This is ETC mode, wide open. Shutter of 1/60th of a second, ISO 60. I guess I could bring that down a little bit. So shutter of 100. You can see that if I can't turn off ETC mode. Oh well. If I stop it down to, there's about 2.8, then open the shutter back up, the milkiness sort of goes away. I don't really gain any depth of field. There's the background, there's the foreground. But let's come over here and look at this fence again. Whoa! Yes, we all know about CMOS. This is zoomed all the way in at 120, but this is in ETC mode. The doubler on the lens is off. Let's go all the way wide. Again, we're at about f2.8 in ETC mode. See if this is any sharper. See if I can't line this up. Right there. So we'll do a head-to-head. This is an ETC mode. And this is with the lens doubler in and ETC mode out on the Canon J15 by 8 BR4 IRS. And actually, interestingly enough, with the lens doubler in, it's actually wider than with the ETC mode. So if I can actually still zoom out a little bit more with the doubler in. I zoomed back in so that the shots would more closely match. I'll have to look at it on the computer to see if there's any edge softness, but Looking pretty good to me. Alright, this is a test of depth of field. This is with the lens doubler in. Lens is open all the way to 1.7. And I'll bring it down to 2.8. Doesn't seem much different. This is in ETC mode. I had to step up the camera to f/250th of a second, or I could step it down from ISO 6. Okay, now we're recording in ISO 160, and we're at f/2.8, and you can see really I'm moving the lens about 2 millimeters between close and far. And if we open up to 1.2 and stop down, this is what you get with a wide open lens in ETC mode. It's just milky and soft. But at f/2.8, it looks pretty good. Sharp across the range, and the depth of field is comparable to a 2.8 with the doubler in on the lens and wide open. Now we'll go back into the doubler mode. Alright, and this is at f5.6, maybe even a little higher, f6, with the Canon doubler in ISO 1250. So then you can get your depth of field if you wanted it, even with the loss of light. Because by using the full frame of the sensor, you have the higher ISO noise reduction of the camera kicking in, and you're able to go much higher. Alright, and this is the same shot with ETC mode on the lens doubler out, and we're stopped down to just over f11. So it's actually should start to get a little soft again. But you'll probably see a bit more noise because we're still at ISO 1250. But everything's in focus.